Alright, so we're working on 574 angle plate. Scale that's going to be 1 inch equals 1 inch. We know A to B is 6 inches. We know B to C is 6.5. And we know the thickness of this material is, it gives us our thickness here, is E to D, or D to E, is 1 inch. The easiest way to get this one started is to go right here. This is 6.5. This is 6. I just basically drew a rectangle and end to end to end to end. So the easiest way to get this started is to extrude this a total distance of, it's going to be A to D, which is 9 3/4 inches. 9.75. And then hit enter. And then we can go back to our drawing example. And I know there's a triangle right here in the center of this. It's a brace. And then we know the brace is P, the thickness of P. It's going to be 1 1/8. And we know it's right in the center of this. Alright, so let's go ahead and do that. So we're going to sketch on this back surface here. There's a midpoint. And then we're coming down 6 because our whole length there was 6, say 6.5. So 6. Enter. We're on the back side. That's what we're doing. Okay, that's why. Let's hit escape. Go backwards. We were drawing on the back side of that, so let's go flip it over to the front. Now we're drawing on the very front. All right, come on. Now we're drawing on the right side. Now to give us our lines there. Now we'll offset this half of 1 1/8. Well, what is half of 1 1/8? So let's go to calculator. 1 1/8 is a fraction. It's going to be 1.125. Divided by 2. So what we need to do is offset that 0.5625 either side. All right, so let's close out of the calculator. 0.5625. And 0.5625. And we'll close off our top and the bottom. I've got to tilt it up just a little bit so I can see it. And now that should finish up that part there. Looks like I've got a know we're going 6 here, or 5.5, not 65.5, excuse me. It should be right on the front. So hit enter. So we're going to flip it over to this side. Either side you want to do this on. We're basically going to start a sketch here. I'm going to start off with a line from this corner here to the corner up here. And then we got to bound the geometry in order to get our triangular shape cut out. So we hit escape. We'll start here at the corner, all the way in there, hit escape. Now we'll go to extrude. We need to go, alright, so I don't know why mine, so we're going, there we go. And say enter. If your box doesn't show up, if you just take the arrow the other way, it'll actually cut it out. Alright, so let's go in the back side here. Now we got a sketch on either side here. The first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to put a midpoint here. A midline. It'll be just a whole lot quicker to do. Alright, so let's get back to our drawing example. So I know we got to draw a line. We got center points here, 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 and here on this side. So we know F to M is 1.5. We know F to L is 1 1/8. So let's go in and do our 1 1/8 first. Coming over 1.125 for 1 1/8. And straight down. And then we're going to go over from that line to our next line, L to D, or L to O, excuse me, is 2. So I'm going to go from here to here, 2. Alright, that went straight. So let's just go backwards. So 2, coming straight down, make sure it's straight. Then constrain it, go tab over, 90, and then tab back. Come down the front of this, right there on that line. Alright, so let's go back to our drawing example. I know F to M, again, we've already said that was 1.5. And then M to N is 2.5. So I'm going to come down from the top corner. 1.5. Make sure my line is straight. Going straight across. And then my next line, my next point down is 2.5. If you want to make sure of that, we'll just go back here. So I know M to N is 2.5. Making sure our line is straight, 2.5. Going all the way across, making sure it's straight. We can constrain that to 90. Come all the way across. Now, these dimensions and things, let's go ahead and delete those because they get in our way. Alright, so let's go back to look to see what size hole that is. When there's going to be 8 holes, it's a 1/2 inch diameter hole. So 0.5. Now what we can do, needs to be 2.5 down. Nope. Let's not worry about using the rectangular pattern. It's a whole lot easier just to copy and paste it. Just copy that. Use our base point as the center. And then click done. Delete our dimensions. Let's go ahead and move these over here. So we want to mirror these, right? It should be the exact same distance. Hit apply, and they are the same distance over there. Let's go to finish our sketch. Let's go to hole, and again I don't know why my box is not showing up. But really don't need anything other than the 0.5 here, and they'll cut through. Just make sure where holes are going all the way through, and they are. And let's hit OK or hit enter, and there you go. Now we got 2 more holes to put on the bottom here. Here and here. So let's get back to our drawing example. They're directly in the center here. We know they're in the direct center of these spaces here. And those holes are 2 inches. We know they're specifically E to J, or from the front to the back. E to J is 2.5, and H to D, or E to H, excuse me, is 2. So E to J. So let's do a sketch here. So let's move this up out of the way here, where we can see it. So we're coming back this way, 2.5. We're coming in, make sure what we're coming in. We're coming in E to H, which is 2. Making sure we're straight, so let's tab over and strain that to 90. We're coming in 2. Alright, so with that end of that line, we're doing a 2-inch circle. 2. Now, I need to draw a line from here to here so I can actually mirror this as well. So let's go ahead and mirror this circle. Get our mirror line, hit apply, and it's done. Now we'll finish our sketch. We'll extrude. Because remember, extrude. Alright, come on. Let's hit the hole. And make it 2. Enter. Now, of course, the drawing example does not have the holes cut in here. But there's a 2-inch hole here and here, and there's 4 half-inch holes on these cross points here. So make sure you get the 574 angle plate done and make sure you do it correct. So let's go and file and save it. So that's going to be 574 angle bracket. So have any questions, just ask.